right, when you send your client a proposal, you will also have that contract that we just built, and then you'll also have an invoice. And there's a couple different proposal options, but I'm going to show you one of the easiest ones, which is to go ahead and build the invoice first. So to build an invoice, you'll go into whichever project that you'd like. We will build it for our Doug and Patty invitations, and you'll just go to the Invoices tab. You can create as many invoices for each client as you want. I have 0 here. So we'll add one, and then we can go to our invoice list and see all of them, and you can title them. If you ever send an invoice to a client, it's only going to send the primary one. So if you have multiple, you'll just need to make that new one the primary, because when you go to send an invoice, that's the one that will send. So we'll just go into our first one, and I'll title it Invitations. Sometimes I'll create a separate invoice if they do day of, save the date. If they do any licensing or anything after the invitations are finished, I'll create a new invoice for that. You can build out any invoice just simply by saying add a line item. So I'm going to say invitations, and I'll say they want 100 and they're $10 each. And then we need to charge, not 20% tax, but you can do tax by line item here. So if you need to only charge tax on the printed invitations and you don't need to charge tax on your design fee, for instance, you can do that, which is really nice. You can apply a discount here, and then you can categorize this so that it's like, we'll do invites, which is sales, so that for reporting and bookkeeping, you can categorize and get reports based on how much of different types of items that you've sold. And you can click create and then add item. So now we just have invitations. The category is invites. We can add a larger description here if we wanted. If we want to edit anything on this, we just click this down button and edit here. So we can add a description. So we can say 5x7 invitation, 4-bar RSVP card, 2 corresponding envelopes. Save item. And I like to just put any noteworthy things. Like for me, it would be the color of the paper. If on envelope printing, sometimes white ink is not included, so I'll put that in the description, just anything super noteworthy. You can build out an invoice with basically as many line items as you want here, just like this. Another way you can do it is with packages, which we'll discuss in the next section. Let's add a couple more line items. Let's do printed addressing, 100 of those, put it at $2.50, add item, and then we'll do some envelope liners. 100 of those at $2. We'll add that line item as well. So you can see, to move my face. So you can see down here, our subtotal is $14.50. We have our tax and then our full total. So we've only got tax on that top line item. We didn't do tax on these 2 line items. So you can see what that looks like. A payment plan just sets up when all of your different payments are due, and there's a few different options. My invoices often change before we go to print, so I require 50% upon booking and then the remainder when we go to print. But in case their quantity changes or they add something, I don't like it to automatically send that, because I like to go in and manually update it and make sure I haven't missed anything. So I usually do my payment plans with just 1 installment. And you can have your due date being relative to like the job date, relative to when the invoice is sent, a lot of different things. You can also have it fixed on a specific date. So like January 31st, you can have it fixed there. And you can do either a divide equally or a percentage. So I'll do 50%. And I'll say that it is due 0 days after the payment plan is applied to the invoice. So basically, whenever I send it over, they owe that 50% retainer. Good to go, and we'll save that payment plan. Within this payment plan, you can also click on these installments and add specific reminder emails. I'm not always going to do that, because sometimes they'll come back to me and they'll need changes before they're able to pay that retainer. So I like to do some things manually, but if you have more set in stone packages, then having a reminder there is going to be a great idea. You can make a payment plan manually, just like we've done, or in templates, there's a payment plan option, and you can always just select it. So you could do 50% on the day the invoice is sent, and then 50%, a week before the job date or something like that, and set up those automatic reminders. Up here, there's also a section for recurring invoices, which is a little more advanced, but you can just go in here and follow all of these prompts. I don't think I need to go into that entirely. But once your invoice is created, you can just click send. And I typically am going to send these via email. It will automatically open an email with the client's name, and you can set a canned email template for whatever you want this to say. This is kind of what's default in here, and I'll have a link to that invoice. One thing that I don't always love about Dubsado is there's only one live invoice. So for instance, if we made some changes and then the client wanted to go back to something we've done in the past, we wouldn't be able to revert back to a previous version of the invoice. So one thing that you can do is just open a new window. So if that's important to you, from here, you can download it as a PDF or print it to file, whatever you want to do to keep track of the older invoices. One cool thing about Dubsado is even though you should know how to do all these things manually, and you can always make small manual changes, there are a lot of ways to like templatize things and automate and take things off your plate. So in the next section, we're going to talk about packages, which will actually do a lot of this work for you. And then especially if you're able to make templates out of your payment plans, a lot of this work is just going to be like 1 or 2 little clicks, and then you can customize it as needed. So head over to the next section about packages.